Latest coming in on the prosecution front when it comes to Arpita Mukherjee's case. The order by the court has been reserved in her bail plea. Remember, earlier in the day, she had been taken for medicals, after which she was produced in court. And now we are given to understand that order has been reserved on her bail plea. While Times Now spoke to her while she was on her way to the court, and she said that she has complete faith in the judiciary. While we'll try and get our colleague on the phone line for the details of the arguments that transpired in the court before the order was reserved, let's try and play out that sequence where Arpita Mukherjee spoke to Times Now and asserted that she has faith in judiciary, but when she was asked about the money that has been recovered by the ED from her house, listen in to what she said.
আইনের উপর আস্থা রাখি, এটাই বলবো। আইন আইনের পথে চলবে।
অর্পিতা, টাকার উৎসটা কি? অর্পিতা, টাকার উৎসটা কি? অর্পিতা, টাকার উৎসটা কি? অর্পিতা, টাকার উৎসটা কি? অর্পিতা, কিসের চক্রান্ত, কি বলছো?
Tanushree now joins us on the broadcast. Tanushree, what's the latest coming in from the court?
Right now, the hearing has ended in the lower court where the ED has asked for custody, but Arpita's lawyers have moved court saying that she be granted bail under any condition because anyway she's supposed to be produced tomorrow in the ED special court, which is why they be granted bail under any condition, and that she will not run away, she will not tamper with evidence. And one thing that the court has categorically stated is that what about Arpita, because how can she be put into this matter as the cash was not registered from her residence. As you know, it is being claimed that the cash has been found from the TMC minister Partha Chatterjee's residence and not from Arpita's residence, so which is why that is one ground that Arpita's counsel has put forward. Now certainly the court is looking into the entire matter. The order is reserved. Now we are waiting as to what the court gives, whether the court gives one-day ED custody and then to be produced tomorrow along with Partha Chatterjee in the ED special court, or the court grants an interim bail, because as we know that Arpita's lawyers have also put forth one thing, and that is that she has and they've also stated that they would like a presence of one of their lawyers, one of Arpita's counsels during the interrogation, because they fear that she might be forced to say certain things. But the ED has gone ahead and stated that they videographed the entire thing, so the court would certainly be looking into these matters. Back to studio.
Right, Tanushree, so you are saying that Arpita's line of defense is that the money has not been recovered from her house.
Yes, that is what her counsel is saying, that the money was not recovered from her residence. If you know, those flats are not in Arpita's name, so therefore those flats are in somebody else's name. That is what they are putting in.
So how did Arpita come into the whole picture then?
Well, certainly Arpita has been living in that house for quite some time now. She has been living there for quite a few years. People have seen her over there. Also, many of the locals over there do claim that Partha Chatterjee was also a regular visitor of that residence. That is what. But Arpita's lawyer's line of defense is that she is not the owner of the house, so therefore she cannot be linked to the money.
Okay. So very interesting developments there, because remember earlier the TMC had said that they have got nothing to do with this lady. She is not a member of the TMC. She is allegedly said to be a close aide of Partha Chatterjee. The money, so far we have known, the reports have come in, was recovered from a place where she was residing in. Now she says she's got nothing to do with the money. Where does this money trail lead is a very significant question. Thank you, Tanushree, for joining us. Let's tell our viewers what really transpired when it comes to this story. TMC has alleged the misuse of agencies by the BJP to malign TMC politically, while the Saffron Party is now gunning for Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, alleging that Partha Chatterjee was a close aide of Mamata and the scam was not possible without her knowledge, thereby insinuating some sort of collusion and demanding her resignation on moral grounds.
Well, whether he should be sacked by the TMC or not is the decision of the party. But for now, it raises several questions on the silence of Mamata Banerjee. Partha Chatterjee is a close confidant of Mamata Banerjee. Why is she silent on Partha Chatterjee? Is it because the corruption has happened with her consent? Is it an admission that the crime has happened? Is it an admission that the proceeds that have been recovered from Partha Chatterjee's close aide's home is part of the recruitment scam monies that were collected? Mamata Banerjee wants to disassociate herself from Partha Chatterjee, but everybody knows of the association that she has with him.
That particular lady, we have no connection. All India Trinamool Congress has no connection with him. She is not a Trinamool Congress person. The amount has been recovered by ED. We have no connection with that amount of rupees, and we want a time-bound investigation, because we have seen CBI and ED investigations in different cases, time taking too long, and the advantage goes to the oppositions. They are making a distorted campaign against us. So, regarding Partha Chattopadhyay, if we have made it very clear that Trinamool Congress will not support anything wrong if the investigating agency submits any kind of proof to the court and the court acknowledges that facts, then Trinamool Congress will not take a further second to announce next step against that heavyweight leader.
Now, TMC workers have been protesting. Yesterday, they did so in Asansol against ED action on Partha Chatterjee. Remember, Partha was State Education Minister during the span in which the alleged teachers' recruitment scam took place. Both central agencies, the CBI as well as the ED, are probing these irregularities. ED personnel had on 22nd of this month carried out raids at various places in West Bengal as part of their probe into the money trail involving a teacher recruitment scam at government-sponsored and aided schools. Now, Times Now has got access to the remand note. We earlier told you that the court has reserved its order on the bail, and now Times Now has access the remand note that has been given to the Enforcement Directorate. It's over to you, Tamal, for what really are the contents of this note.
Well, the Enforcement Directorate has clearly mentioned that there could be more people involved in the entire scam. There could be more people connected with the money, and that's the reason further custody is required to figure out who are these people. Now, they are also trying to suggest that the money which has been recovered, it's huge in number, and possession of so much of money itself is a crime. And Enforcement Directorate has now said 14 days of their custody. Yes, the court has reserved the order. The argument on part of Arpita Mukherjee has been that
Right, Tamal, there seems to be some issue with your audio connection there. We'll get back to you on the details on that story later. Thank you for joining us with your inputs.